A 12-month tour behind him, and all his hopes ahead. A pride that beat with his young heart for all the things he did. As he stepped off the airplane, he stooped and kissed the ground, and he traded a war on foreign soil for one in his hometown.
This is Al Byrne for Veterans for Compassionate Care.
And Mike Krawitz with Veterans for Medical Cannabis Access.
And we're both co-hosts of Veteran Voices, the program you tuned in today. We hopefully have listeners worldwide to listen to us and our guests speak about affairs of veterans in the United States, basically their mental health and their physical health. And today is no exception. Michael, I'd like you to introduce our guest today, if you would, please, sir.
Absolutely. It's my honor to introduce Derek Cloutier to our show.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
Great.
Like he said, my name's Derek Cloutier. I'm president and co-founder of New England Veterans Alliance. We're a nonprofit organization that's been up and going over the last year, getting our name out there, getting vets some assistance, gaining resources, and really just trying to reach as many veterans as possible and let everybody know that there is other options and healthier options for them. I'm also a combat veteran. I was in the Marine Corps. I got out in 2009. I served in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006. I did one combat tour there. I'm a 100% service-connected veteran. I've been doing basically veterans assistance for the last probably 8 years or so. Just through myself, I feel it's a very therapeutic thing to be able to help out my brothers and sisters that need the assistance. And I've been doing that for quite some time, like I said, 8 years or so, but only have I recently just gotten into helping out veterans in correlation with cannabis, and that's been about the last 3 years or so.
Tell us a little bit about the kind of the prehistory here. You know, what got you into the military?
So I started out in Lowell, Massachusetts, where I was born, and I grew up doing many different things. I went to high school for HVAC, and I started working at a couple jobs out of high school, and I was smoking then, and I didn't really understand the benefits of it for me then, obviously, but as a high school student and everything, it was probably keeping me more on track than anything else, than it was partying and everything. And then when I graduated, I started working these odd jobs, and I took some time off, and I was working another job, and a couple gentlemen that had prior service said, you know, maybe you should think about joining the military, and I ended up thinking it over, pondering it, and made the decision to join the Marine Corps in 2004. And then I was already being activated to go to Iraq with my unit the following year when I got back after training. And once I got back, I was having your everyday issues as a veteran with PTSD and dealing with the VA and battling, going back and forth to appointments and coming out. I actually got a job right when I first got back as a correction officer in 2007, and I was working there for about 5 years, and I had an incident where I would get out of work and I would drink a lot, and when I first got back, I was drinking like crazy. I mean, I think that's something that veterans do quite often. They resort to alcohol because it's the only legal thing that they're allowed to use to numb the pain or help them deal with certain things, which it's obviously not the right thing to be using for that. I ended up drinking a lot, getting in trouble, getting in fights, typical roughhouse stuff. And I had another friend of mine who is also a co-founder of New England Veterans Alliance. His name's Sean Judge, and he had suggested I try cannabis, and that I was on all these other medications like Zoloft, Paxil, all antidepressants, mood stabilizers and stuff like that. Luckily, I avoided all opiates and everything because I knew the damages that they could cause, and I wasn't really all about that. So I always opted to not take those pills, and I ended up smoking weed for the first time, and I slept like a baby that night, and I was like, wow, this is, I smiled, I laughed. It made you feel things that you wouldn't really feel or that I haven't felt in the last, 5 years or so.
A 12-month tour behind him, and all his hopes ahead. A pride that beat with his young heart.